Summer is synonymous with lobster rolls and light, zesty wines, but which wine do you partner with a cold lobster roll versus a hot lobster roll? Well, Michael Ann Rowe is a seafood expert, also known all over social media as the Fishionista. Michael Ann is joining us now to talk about which wine pairings go with lobster rolls, and thank you so much for being here. Okay. Michael Ann, you brought some stuff. I'm just going to toss to you. Walk us through. Which way you want to start?
We have got a lobster extravaganza going on here,
nice.
Antoine. First of all, thank you very much for having me. We have so much to celebrate. Look at that game last night.
Yes.
Wow, an epic game for the U.S. And ironically, I've got U.S. lobster rolls, New England lobster rolls, and a Canadian lobster rolls, because both Canada and U.S. are in the 16th round, which is super exciting. So before we get on to you tasting all this deliciousness that Greenpoint Fish and Lobster provided from us, we got lobster rolls, whole lobster, shuck lobster. We want to move down here and get on. We are lobstered out. We're going to start with a beautiful wine pairing. If you don't know what to pair with lobster, let's start with one that works really well, Sauvignon Blanc. We have two different countries, one grape. We're going to start with the Allan Scott family from Marlborough, New Zealand. Okay. And here, you're going to have that right here, Antoine. I'm going to join you as well. Cheers already.
Cheers.
And so this family, if you're not familiar with Marlborough wines, or you're just getting familiar with Marlborough wines, you've got to understand that Allan Scott family is synonymous with Marlborough wines. It's one of the first independent family-owned wineries in Marlborough, and the founder, Allan Scott, he has had his hands all over every vintage since 1973. It's a like I said, family-owned. I love these stories, and his kids are now taking over and running the shop as well. So let's give a little heads up and cheers to Allan Scott Family Winemakers. Give it a little sniff.
Now, which one does this pair with of your selections here?
You're going to tell me.
Okay.
They both pair so well. Why does Sauvignon Blanc pair so well? Because it has fruit-forward, high acidity, which actually cuts into and balances the richness of these lobster rolls with the butter, with the mayo. It's a marriage made in Sauvignon heaven.
May I try it with this one?
Oh, you may. So the first one here is a Maine lobster roll. Very similar to the Canadian lobster roll. This one's a traditional classic, light mayo, a little bit of lemon zest in there. You've got some chives in here. Go for it. Go for it.
You keep talking while I sample.
And I would love to see, and then just give it a little swirl, a sip, and I'll keep talking because your mouth's going to be full, and I'm going to keep chatting. We got the Canadian lobster roll, which is very similar again. Canada, Maine, they just get along. I was born in New Brunswick, Canada.
Okay.
All kinds of lobster there. Same with Nova Scotia, the leader in Homarus americanus. What we do in Canada, the classic lobster rolls, very similar. We put a little bit of lettuce. We put a little bit of dill. That's pretty much a light mayo as well, and some lemon zest as well.
Tell me about the Connecticut
one.
The
Connecticut. Now you're going to get into that butter.
Okay.
And the butter is so much fun. It's just a drizzle, light. You know, lobster's so rich. So again, wine's going to cut into this beautiful Sauvignon Blanc. It's going to cut right into that and balance it out really, really well. You don't want much on any of this lobster because lobster is so succulent and sweet, and we just really want to taste the lobster for itself. That's why I put some beautiful lobster there as well. Thank you, Greenpoint Fish and Lobster, for providing this amazing. What do you like? What do you think?
I actually like the Maine one. That was really good.
Good to know.
No shade to Connecticut, but no, I like the Maine one.
Okay,
to be honest with
you might change your mind when we move on to what's called a Route 1. Route 1 is out of Casablanca, the Casablanca Valley in Chile. It's in a colder region. It's crisp wine, about 15 miles from the Pacific Ocean, so you get that fog coming in the morning, some ocean breeze, and then that allows the grapes to retain its natural acidity. And then the name itself comes from the vines growing on their own original rootstock. And that goes back, that's a nod to when there was an epidemic centuries ago that wiped out almost all of the wine industry.
So that wine
Route 1, yes. So this is the next one that you're going to taste, Route 1.
I'll roll slow because I have to report after this.
Yes, you do.
Newscast.
Yes, you do. And now you can just go down the line and absolutely taste it with the Maine lobster roll, the Canadian lobster roll.
Oh, this is going to get me in trouble.
And then So he leans towards the butter. Okay, I like it. So
he may be leaning a little bit more in this glass here. Where can people find out more about you and your tips on seafood and everything else on
Thank
social
you
media?
for asking. If you want to have a great seafood experience, I specialize in lobster and oysters, by the way. Check me out, Fishionista, Michael and Rowe on Instagram, YouTube. The Fishionista Show is on YouTube and Facebook for the most amazing seafood experiences. And cheers to that.
Cheers, Michael and Rowe. Nice to meet you. We
Go
will certainly be
USA.
following you. Go USA. Look, we even dressed for America's 250.
Red,
Thank
white,
you for
and blue.
Canada being here. We got more noon coming up. We'll be